Hi once again, and welcome to lecture number 2 for intermediate Bible lesson planning. In this lecture, which will be brief, I want to instruct you on how to write and the purpose of a 3-2-1 paper. Now these papers are specifically designed to be based on the reading that you've done for the week, the assigned reading. And as you read through the book that we have assigned, which I hope you will do, you're going to be doing a 3-2-1 paper. Now this paper, I don't care about format. This is not about doing it in a certain style or format, but it is supposed to be 1.5 pages double spaced. That's what at least 1.5 pages 1.5 pages double spaced. It can be no longer than 2.5 pages. So please limit your papers between 1.5 and 2.5 pages. But as you're reading the book, one of the things that you're going to do is you're going to mark and write about for that section 3 things that I've learned, 2 questions that I have, and 1 application to my ministry that I want to make, or maybe to my life that I want to make. Now let me explain why we have you do this. As a minister, as somebody who grows through reading books, you're going to have a lot of books on your shelf, and there's no way that you're possibly ever going to remember everything that you read. And what I have personally found, and this is what I hope for you as well, that as you do this method, you will find this method very valuable to help you not only remember what was in the book, but secondly, what you have gained from that book as well. So here's a book, for instance, that I've read. It's called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. And as you read through the book, what I would encourage you to do is in the front of your book, I'll try to show you this as best you can, but you'll notice in the front jacket, a lot of books have got a blank page here. I would just encourage you to, there we go. I would just encourage you to write down 3 things that I've learned, 2 questions that I have, and 1 life application that I'd make. You may also notice, You may also notice that I used and got fancy with this book and used 3 different color highlighters. So as you write the paper, I want you to include these 3 topics, right? And I want you to tell me what it is that you've learned and some of the things. And so what I have done, as you go along, you're going to be writing down the page number of where that can be found in the book. This will also help, by the way, in our discussions, our online weekly meetings. But you're going to write down in the book the way that you're going to have that, and even the page number. And what I've done here is I've circled how it applies, or what portion of this it applies to. And you can see on that page that some of that, was just good information I didn't include. Let me get to a place here that I had some things marked, and I'm not seeing anything right away. But so I've highlighted, in yellow. I think this was the 3 things that I've learned. That was included in part of that. And so as you write your paper, what I want you to do is I'd like you to reference the page number and maybe a quote from what it is that you're referencing. So if you've got like a question, then maybe, by the way, the 2 questions that I have, you don't have to find an answer to those questions. These are just questions that makes you think, that you're like, I wonder about this. And it doesn't have to be something that you've got to come up with the answers directly. It could just be something as simple as, this author caused me to think about this. And so just writing simply 2 questions that you have, but maybe give the page reference to where those questions originally came from in your mind. Or as you're learning 3 things, be sure to quote and to give page reference to where it is that you're finding those things. This is an invaluable resource. The books that I've selected are not, again, busy work. They are intended to help you become a better teacher of God's Word. And so I hope that you will take the time to read them. I hope you'll put your effort in on the papers. Again, if you have any questions, or if there's anything that I haven't explained well, please reach out and we'll talk through that. Thanks again for watching. God bless. Oh, hold on. Here's a question for you, and it can just be a simple answer that you attach to this lecture. The question that I have for you from this lecture is, do you enjoy reading? What was the last book that you read? 2 questions. Pretty simple answers. Thanks for watching.